to a killer lure's date to a secret dungeon. Oh my god. What the hell? I don't. This one right here, just the title caught my eye. How the fuck you get lured to a secret dungeon? And then what the fuck is the plan? So we finna check this out and we see what the hell going on. This is tough.
This is 19-year-old Sade Robinson leaving a bar with her date, unaware that these are the last.
So I be telling you, I see all these black. See when the black man date the snow bunny, it infuriates these black women. You know what I'm saying? But for all the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? That shit be on some other shit. Anytime I see a black shorty with a white nigga, it really just be because of the type of white guy it is. Like she went with the nigga with the ponytail. You know what I'm saying? Shit is all, I guess, already trending fucking horribly. You know what I'm saying? You think you one up on somebody because you dating a white boy, he finna chop your ass the fuck up.
Hours of her life. While she's been enjoying the chance to meet someone new, her date has been focused on something darker, far darker. And just minutes from now, he'll put that plan into motion. What happens next will lead Milwaukee police into one of the most disturbing investigations of their careers.
That's gnarly, bro. But just a bone. Ah, shit.
It just on the leg there. You found what down there? A leg. Human leg.
It's a rainy afternoon in Milwaukee County when police receive a request for a welfare check on a missing teenager. 19-year-old Sade Robinson reportedly went on a date the previous evening and hasn't been seen since.
Miss Robinson!
I don't know, she was pretty hell.
On a missing teenager. 19-year-old.
Damn, that's tough. That's tough. Yeah, she pretty, man. And she only like type to go with the Jake. She only like that type of girl. She pretty, man. That shit's sad.
Sade Robinson reportedly went on a date the previous evening and hasn't been seen since.
Miss Robinson! Milwaukee police, please answer the door. We're gonna come in otherwise. I don't hear anything.
Nobody's seen her since the date.
Sade is just 1 month away from graduating with a degree in criminal justice and has plans to join the Air Force. She is ambitious, hardworking, and punctual. So when she failed to show up for her shift at the local pizza shuttle, her coworkers knew something was very wrong. It has been less than 12 hours since Sade was last heard from, but her disappearance is troubling officers for unusually disturbing reasons. Earlier that day, a harrowing 911 call had come through to the Milwaukee Sheriff's Office.
We're about to sign by the golf course.
Okay. What's going on there?
No, we just found the leg there. We found the leg down by the lake on the clay.
You found a what down there?
A leg.
Bro, he didn't chop the girl up. Ah. Damn, bruh. And it be some weird brothers out there. So I can't say like brothers wouldn't chop a bitch up, bruh. But it's just like, man. If she would have just like crazy, bro. Niggas gonna cheat on you, bro. But we ain't gonna chop your ass the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? It might just keep cheating on your ass or something. You know what I'm saying? A real dirty nigga might burn your ass. But other like ain't chopping the bitch up in that. You know? He chopped her up. They found the leg and shit on the shore.
The call has come from a remote stretch of beach on the Lake Michigan shoreline, right below a rocky area of woodland called Warnemont Park. As officers arrive, they find a man waiting at the scene who tells the officers he was walking with a friend when something caught his eye halfway up the bluff.
They walked down the Esker from Sheridan, started walking south just for fun, rough day on the beach. As they were walking, see that leg right there? Yeah. said that it was up about approximately where the end of that stick, that branches, that bushes, said that they saw it up there.
I think if I saw a leg,
So it was about, I don't know, maybe 7 feet.
I low-key don't even think I called it. Like, maybe. Nah,
Just for
maybe.
evidence purposes.
It is OD.
All right, hang on there, man. We'll talk to you some more, okay?
I probably felt
The leg appears to have been cleanly sawn off at the hip. The victim is a young African-American female. Disturbingly, there is still pink nail polish on her toes.
If it's up on the hill, like I said, I mean, waves aren't going that high.
crazy.
That's somebody could, killed and dumped over.
Let's clear the air, make sure there's not the rest of her up there. That's gnarly, bro. Yeah.
It ain't nothing gnarly about this, brother. What the fuck is gnarly about a bitch foot cut off? Brother? The hell? Wait, what's gnarly about that? Gnarly that Tony Hawk, you know what I'm saying, you're able to do a kickflip. That's fucking gnarly. You know what I'm saying? But like, what the fuck is gnarly about finding a bitch leg on the shore?
Did you find one before?
Weird ass.
Or just a bone? Ah, shit.
I mean, this is well preserved. That's what I was saying. Like, it looks like doesn't look that old. You know what I mean?
Officers have already made two important observations. The body part was not washed ashore, but thrown down from the wooded area above the beach. And whatever happened here occurred just hours ago. Both suspicions will prove correct. 10 miles from the discovery on the lakefront, a young woman has been reported missing, and her burnt-out Honda Civic was found on an abandoned property. While the vehicle has sustained heavy damage, some key evidence does remain. The registration plate belonging to Sade Robinson, the missing teen. Inside the trunk, her purse, shoes, and items of clothing. Police now have a missing woman, a burned-out vehicle, and a severed body part, enough for the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Department to launch a homicide investigation. While forensic teams begin scouring the lakeshore for remains, investigators arrive at the Robinson family home to break the tragic news to Sade's family. It is a routine first step in any investigation, but things are about to take a turn that no one anticipated. Sade's sister tells officers that she and Sade share the Life 360 app,
She kind of looked like that Celeste girl that David killed. That's how low-key how she looked. And that's a horrible thing. Imagine getting, like, you a parent and you fucking knocking your door and we found your daughter's leg. You know, said daughter's been missing. We just found her fucking leg. Horrible.
Location sharing app which tracks an individual's location with greater precision than any cell phone data. It could prove a crucial lead for detectives, and just as they hoped, the app provides the exact map of Sade's every move the night she vanished. Together with surveillance footage pulled from each of her locations, officers now have a complete account of her every last moment. This is Sade Robinson leaving for work on the morning of April the 1st. That afternoon, she exchanges several texts with a man she met just 3 days earlier, Maxwell Anderson, an insurance salesman turned bartender. Max met Sade when she applied for a job at the club where he works. By 5 p.m., they've settled on what seems to be the perfect location for a first date, the Twisted Fisherman, a restaurant overlooking the Menominee River. But by the time Sade arrives, wind and rain have emptied the riverside patio. She checks her hair and then enters the bar, where she greets Maxwell at the counter. At 33, Maxwell is considerably older than Sade, and he's made no secret of his interest in her. As investigators review the footage,
Bro, you gotta see deep into this shit, bro. You gotta see deep into this shit. He don't care about life. It's 2026. Brother got an iPhone 6. You know what I'm saying? That's the junk that didn't have a flash. You know? You don't give a damn about nothing, bro. It was red flags all through this. It's just red flags. I don't even like how the quality of this fucking wall behind this individual. I don't like that he damn near matched with his bathroom wall. I don't like that ain't no tissue on his toilet paper rack. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you niggas can see that. Hold up. Hold up. As you niggas see. Y'all didn't know. You ain't no tissue on this nigga rack. Y'all see that bottom down here? Ain't no tissue on the rack. No. And something about niggas looking into the camera trying to be attractive. Like it's just red flags all over it. And I don't know if this is a polo case or it just got a fucking big ass horse on that bitch. But yeah, all this shit, yeah.
Of his interest in her. As investigators review the footage, several unsettling details catch their attention. Max seems distant, rarely looking at Sade or engaging with her directly. It could be nerves or something more concerning. Still, by the time they leave, the date seems to be going smoothly enough for them to continue on to a nearby sports bar. CCTV footage captures them walking toward Duke's on Water. They order drinks and play beer pong with another couple, two people just like them, enjoying their Friday night. Sade, at least, seems to be having a good time, but that, of course, is because she has no idea who Maxwell really is. While one team of investigators pores over surveillance footage, another is digging into Maxwell's past, and what they uncover is disturbing. Maxwell has a lengthy criminal record, including convictions for battery, assault, and domestic abuse. More troubling still, just months earlier, a woman had filed a complaint alleging that Max drugged her during a dinner date and then aggressively pressured her to go home with him. She had been so ill.
This is why women be so scared to go on them dates on Tinder. I didn't match with some in my past life. I didn't match with so many women on these dating apps, bro, and you'd be surprised how many women, like, that'd be the first thing. Like, the ones that be, like, overly going, like, they already agreed to come get crunk. You know what I'm saying? Last minute, they're like, oh, my God, you're not a serial killer? I'm like, no, bitch. I'm trying to go crazy. You know? I'm just trying to punish some shit. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of girls do say that. And it's because of niggas like him putting the bad name on shit like this. You know what I'm saying? This nigga's on dating apps and all type of shit for the wrong reasons. He trying to chop bitches up and shit. Most niggas just want to crash. Some niggas want to date a bitch. You know? I don't know, man. He putting salt on the game, bro. It's already hard as it is, man. You out here chopping up potential. Well, I ain't gonna say that. That's so disrespectful. Shout out her though, real talk. R.I.P. her soul. Shit's devastating.
She called a friend to come and collect her. They don't know it yet, but investigators have only scratched the surface. At this point, however, the information is not enough to conclude that he is capable of murder. Surveillance footage shows that at 9 p.m., Sade makes a fateful decision. She leaves the bar with Maxwell. They walk towards his car, their behavior unremarkable to anyone who might pass them. Maxwell briefly puts his hand on her waist as they cross the street, then drive together to Maxwell's house on the south side of the city. At around 9:25 p.m., a doorbell cam captures them arriving. Over the next few hours, faint silhouettes move back and forth on the upper floor, Maxwell's living room. The movement continues for several hours, during which time officers can only hope the date is panning positively, a hope far removed from the gruesome truth they'll learn just hours from now. The time is now 12 a.m. on April the 2nd, the same day the severed leg would be found on the shore of Lake Michigan. Footage captures two brief flashes as Sade unlocks her car, then drives in the direction of her apartment. But this is where things take a strange turn. Instead of driving home, surveillance cameras capture her driving aimlessly. The next 2 hours, her Honda Civic moves between random locations, the windows fogged with condensation. Then, just before 3 a.m., the car changes course and begins to move away from the city. Officers soon realize where it's headed, to the western shore of Lake Michigan and Warmount Park. At 2:52 a.m., Sade's...
Do you know the type of nigga you gotta be? Like the type of like deranged individual you gotta be to like kill somebody and then drive their car with their dead body in it for hours? Like, I ain't even that type of nigga. But like, if I was to kill a bitch, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to see this on no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't drive in the car with the bitch next to me, dead. Like, that would just tweak my mind. And it's like me bound to get pulled over, some shit like that happen, bro. I just be tweaking, merging names and shit like that. I ain't built for it. I'm not built for it, bro. I'm not built for it.
Life 360 shows her arriving at that park where all movement stops. Her phone goes dead at 4:30 a.m. But why has she gone to this spot in the first place? Investigators pulled surveillance footage from a nearby pump house. What they see next is spine-chilling. Grainy footage shows the dark silhouette of a man approaching the bluff. Whoever it is, they are dragging something heavy across the rocks towards the lake. 90 minutes later, the shadowy figure appears again. This time, he's headed back towards the tree line, and he's carrying a large backpack. For investigators, identifying the man in the footage is clearly the key to uncovering who is responsible for Sade's death. Investigators return to the doorbell footage from Maxwell's apartment. Only one figure can be seen leaving that night. Officers assume it was Sade, but a far darker reality is now taking hold. Perhaps it wasn't Sade at all. Perhaps she never left the house, or at least not alive. The only way for officers to determine this is by accessing Maxwell's house. While they wait for the warrant to be processed, detectives canvass the neighborhood for witnesses and quickly uncover disturbing new information. Neighbors describe seeing Maxwell regularly digging in his yard, supposedly part of an underground room he was building. One neighbor tells detectives Maxwell's basement windows are permanently covered over with newspaper.
If y'all know y'all got a weird-ass neighbor doing shit like this, type niggas building underground rooms, the fuck is an underground room? Am I tripping? Like, this shit not on the Nextdoor app? Like, hey, Buddy in 345, weird as a bitch.
And what looks like painter's tarp. Each new detail is painting an increasingly troubling picture. But if anyone knows the truth about what goes on in that house, it is Maxwell's tenant, Pete Warbington, who rents the middle floor. Detectives bring him in for an interview.
Is there anything out of place or weird that you find down in the basement?
I just thought he was always a dirty guy, you know. When I go down there in the basement, the only thing that's really out of place, you know, he's got a bunch of tools and stuff everywhere, a bunch of paint everywhere, but it's always been that way.
Okay.
I didn't really notice anything in the basement since then that would be considered odd. I just thought he was an odd dude. He's always working on, like, arts and crafts, not arts and crafts, but, like, home he calls it home improvement, but he's obviously no good at it. And he would just do that constantly, building weird stuff, or, you know, he built that shelf that's above our washer and dryer out of, like, a door or something. And so he was always constantly doing, like, arts and crafts and stuff, and, you know, in the basement, as far as the basement goes, that's just how it's always looked. Okay. So I never thought anything of it. It's his house, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean, like, an odd person? Like, what character, like you said, just like the woodworking?
Yeah,
kind of
just
stuff?
the woodworking, and like he'd be building all this stuff, and he was constantly hammering. Like in his attic, I know that he did some work up there, and that was one of my biggest grievances with him. And it's like, I don't want to work all day and then come home and hear you beating on stuff, you know. And that's my biggest grievance. And it's like, well, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm building a shelf for over our laundry. Like, you didn't need to do that. That's so weird. There's a 5-panel shelf right next to the washer and dryer that you're not even using.
Yeah, what's the big old hole?
He says he was gonna turn that into a shed with like a basement, and they said like when it gets cold in the winter, that's where I was gonna keep my dogs. And I'm like, this is the dumbest idea I've ever heard in my life. You don't like, you know, and he did do the fence around, and I appreciate that. Having a dog, you know, I like a fenced in yard, and he did good with that. And I think that just kind of amped his head up to do all this other stuff, and he's got all these ideas and stuff. And yeah, that was supposed to be some kind of subterranean hole for his dogs, and then in the top it was going to be storage for like lawn stuff or whatever. That was his idea. And then there's another hole going like back to the garage. He said he was going to do an outdoor bar there. And the guy's just weird, man. He had all these weird ideas that you just, as a normal person, you look at that and you're like, that's never going to work. You know what I mean?
It's not much to go on, but the very next day, a woman will step forward with information that will place Maxwell squarely as the detective's prime suspect.
There's just one thing that I thought was really odd. So on Instagram, March 28th, He sent me this video.
Maxwell's ex-girlfriend shows police a video he had sent her on Instagram. It's CCTV footage of a suitcase containing the dismembered body of a young woman killed hours earlier by her Tinder date.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. That's pretty fucking weird.
What did you say to it? He said, please be careful out there. Because he was upset I was dating other people. And I said, that's fucked. And I didn't want to talk about it. He's like, yeah, sad. I'll leave you alone now, starting now. Because I didn't want to talk to him.
Meanwhile, another friend tells the police that just a month before meeting Sade, he saw Maxwell's basement covered from floor to ceiling in plastic, with saws and knives scattered around. Maxwell told them he planned to kill and dismember someone there, but the friend had dismissed it as another one of his strange antics. For officers, however, this is a cover friend.
Because he was upset I was dating other people, and I said, that's fucked. And I didn't want to talk about it. He's like, yeah, sad. I'll leave you alone now, starting now. Because I didn't want to talk to him.
Meanwhile, another friend tells the police that just a month before meeting Sade, he saw Maxwell's basement covered from floor to ceiling in plastic, with saws and knives scattered around. Maxwell told them,
went to the bro's house, saw fucking plastic and shit on the ground for blood, you know what I'm saying? Like just like a prep scene for like some crazy ass hostel scene. You know what I'm saying? I went to the bro house. He just got all type of plastic and shit on the ground, on the walls, all type of surgical shit down there.
He planned to kill and dismember someone there, but the friend had dismissed it as another one of his strange antics.
So I said, damn, bro, what the hell going on? You know what I'm saying? What the hell going on, broski? Oh, no, I just plan on chopping the bitch up. Ha. Stop playing, nigga.
For officers, however, this is all sounding far more sinister. On April the 12th, 2 days after Sade's disappearance, a team of officers arrive at Maxwell's house with a search warrant, while another unit tracks his movements. But as soon as they begin tailing him, he turns and starts heading home. With few other options, officers intercept him 2 blocks from his house under the pretense of a traffic violation, and they arrest him.
32 head to southbound Hampton on. 45 southbound Hampton on.
Okay, so y'all arrested in there.
Detectives again.
Go up those stairs. Just take his 2 jackets, boots, belt, boots. You have anything in your pockets?
No. You might just stand up real quick and double check your pockets. Just makes it away from me.
His strategy will do nothing to help his case, however. While Maxwell awaits in the county jail, investigators are busy combing through his apartment and downloading the contents of his phone. But here again, things are about to take an unexpected turn. Detectives searching the apartment are stunned to find no evidence of a crime scene, but all the appearances of one. In fact, this will be one of the most disturbing residences these veteran officers will ever encounter. Bladed weapons are in every room. Machetes, axes, knives, 51 blades in the kitchen alone. Blood spatters are visible on the walls, bedding, and flooring. In the basement, officers uncover a makeshift sex dungeon, complete with hidden rooms, slings, restraints, handcuffs, and torture devices. Shelves and drawers contain surgical...
But this shit don't even look sexy, though. Like imagine bringing a bitch down here. Talking about you trying to put something on her neck. You don't even look sexy. This shit just... The bitch that would even go for this is just...
Restraints, handcuffs, and torture devices. Shelves and drawers contain surgical gloves, duct tape, zip ties, and plastic sheeting. Most disturbing are the things hidden out of sight, stuffed between support beams and inside walls. Notepads listing women's contact details and personal information. Bags of women's clothing, shoes, and underwear. Ledgers full of twisted fantasies, and in the garden, investigators find signs of Maxwell's interest in digging. but it looks nothing like construction work. Yet, for all its horrors, none of it directly ties Maxwell to Sade's murder. The blood is later determined to be canine. None of the knives test positive for Sade's DNA. There is no sign of a cleanup operation. However sinister this house may be, it's not enough to lay charges, and officers find themselves back at the drawing board. CCTV has provided investigators with every major breakthrough so far, and now they turn back to it once again. Someone drove Sade's car away from the beach that night before setting it on fire. But who? Investigators zero in on the area where her burnt-out car was found. Two witnesses have just seen a car on fire and asked someone to call the fire department, but officers quickly notice one other person in the footage. The unknown figure is wearing a hoodie and carrying a heavy backpack. He moves quickly, like he's trying to distance himself from the scene. A moment later, he reaches a bus stop and boards a city bus. The next footage comes from a camera inside that bus. A man's face comes clearly into view. Maxwell Anderson.
It's cold.
What about you?
It is powerful circumstantial evidence, but without a crime scene or DNA evidence and still nothing connecting him to her death, not enough. There is, however, one last piece of evidence that investigators have yet to examine, and it's about to provide detectives with the proof they need. When forensic technicians download the contents of Maxwell's phone, they discover dozens of images taken shortly after midnight on April the 2nd. Images of Sade that he had taken and deleted. At 12:04 a.m., Maxwell takes the first photo of the woman. She is lying face down on his couch, incapacitated, an arm over her face. In images that follow, she is in various states of undress. A white male's hands can be seen groping her. As he is taking photos, Maxwell has turned on an episode of the series Love, Death, and Robots. It features a dismembered corpse on a beach. Detectives have just one last thing to do. On April the 4th, Maxwell Anderson is charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilation of a corpse, and arson. In the days leading up to his trial, human remains continue to wash up along the shores around Milwaukee.
Milwaukee County 911, this is Brian. What is the location of your emergency?
Hi, this is Oak Creek. I have a caller on the line. She is going to be on the beach. If you and advise that she is out with a deceased body or body parts.
Okay.
It looks like the back and the butt and an arm.
A foot is found not far from the burned-out Honda Civic. Nearly a month later, an arm washes up on a beach in Waukegan, Illinois. All the remains have since been identified as belonging to Sade Robinson. During his trial, prosecutors argue that Maxwell's fast and confident actions that night suggested extensive planning. The evidence on his phone suggests Sade Robinson was drugged at his home before he killed her and drove away in her vehicle. The lack of any blood evidence in her car suggests that she was dismembered on the beach during the 90-minute window in which Maxwell was out of view of any cameras. He has not been connected to any further homicides. On June the 6th, 2025, a jury found Maxwell Anderson guilty on all counts. He was sentenced to life in prison. To this day, he protests his innocence.
I would like to start by saying,
I don't give a fuck. Bitch ass nigga. Yeah, that's tough. Jesus Christ. That's tough. They just be safe out here, man. This shit is insane. These niggas is weird.